Chapter 3. The Demonic Mark. A soft guttural hum reverberated through the cavern, an echo of the ancient power that coursed through its stony veins. Songbai stood at the mouth of the ritual chamber, a chill creeping up his spine despite the warmth radiating from the flickering flames within. Here, amidst the warped shadows and gnashing whispers of his demonic mentors, he was about to take a step that could bind him to the dark arts forever. The air was thick with the scent of burnt herbs and the metallic tang of blood. It filled his lungs, awakening something primal within him. He hesitated, his fingers brushing against the smooth, cold surface of the stone altar, where a dark crimson sigil awaited his touch. It was the demonic mark, a symbol said to strengthen one's bond with the abyss, to channel unearthly powers and reveal the depths of one's potential. But it came at a price, the price of one's soul. As if sensing his trepidation, a figure emerged from the shadows, cloaked in swirling tendrils of darkness. Lian, his mentor, stepped forward, her eyes gleaming like shards of obsidian. "You fear the mark, Songbai?" she asked, her voice a sultry whisper that echoed with authority. "It is a tool, nothing more, a means to an end. You have trained for this, embrace it." Songbai swallowed hard, his pulse quickening. He had trained for years under Lian's strict tutelage, immersed in the daunting arts of shadow manipulation and dark combat. Each lesson had revealed a facet of his potential, yet this was different. The mark promised power but threatened to consume him, to pull him into the very depths of darkness. "What if it changes me?" he asked, the words tumbling out before he could check them. Lian's lips curved into a knowing smile, one that hinted at secrets he was not yet ready to uncover. "Change is inevitable, Songbai. Power shapes those who wield it, but it is your heart that will choose its direction. Your purity may shield you, or it may be your greatest weakness. Only you can decide." "Now touch the sigil and let it awaken your core," she commanded, gesturing toward the altar with an elegant sweep of her arm. The sigil pulsed softly, a dark heartbeat resonating in the cavern. Songbai drew closer, the warmth radiating from it both inviting and foreboding. He extended his hand, hovering just above the mark, feeling an electric energy crackle against his skin. It beckoned him, promising strength, power, and acceptance in a world that had always shunned him. As the tips of his fingers made contact with the sigil, a jolt shot through him, igniting every nerve ending in his body. The world around him blurred, and he was swept into a realm of darkness and light, where shadows danced and whispers coiled around him like serpents. Visions surged forth, flashes of battles fought, demons rising and falling, the taste of victory mingled with the bitterness of loss. He felt the weight of their histories, their triumphs and failures flooding his mind. Then he saw it, his heart, a radiant white orb amidst a storm of shadows. It pulsed steadily, its light undiminished despite the darkness that loomed around it. He felt a sharp tug, an insistent pull from the sigil, urging him to surrender that purity, to embrace the darker facets of himself. But he resisted, shaking his head as the visions grew wild and frantic. With a sudden snap, he was thrust back into the cavern, gasping for breath. He stumbled back, a sheen of sweat coating his brow. Lian's face was a mask of concern. He had taken the first step into a world where few dared tread. Days passed, and with each passing moment, the mark intensified. It was as if it had a life of its own, resonating with his core, embedding secrets deep within him. The whispers grew louder, promising untold power, enticing him to delve deeper into the abyss. With Leon's guidance, he harnessed the energies, yet a war raged within his heart. Each time he practiced, he felt the purity of his essence clash against the corrupting pull of the dark arts. It left him drained, battling against a tide that sought to engulf him whole. One evening, bathed in the crimson glow of dusk, he stood alone in the training grounds. Shadows twisted around him like tendrils, eager to be commanded. He drew a deep breath, centering himself as he summoned the powers within. The air crackled with energy, electric anticipation thrumming in his veins. With a sharp gesture, he unleashed a wave of dark energy, a ripple that surged forth and collided with the stones, sending a shower of sparks flying into the air. He stood, panting, exhilaration coursing through him as he surveyed the devastation he had wrought. Yet, beneath the thrill of power, a gnawing fear curled in his gut. The mark had given him mastery, but at what cost? He could feel it. the constant struggle against the darkness that threatened to swallow him whole. As he turned to leave, Leon appeared from the shadows, her expression unreadable. "You are improving, but do not let your ego blind you, Songbai. The path you walk is riddled with temptations. Every time you wield the power of the mark, it binds you closer to the abyss." "I understand," he replied, though doubt etched deep lines into his brow. He took a step back, the weight of her words settling heavily on his shoulders. "But I cannot ignore the strength I feel. It's intoxicating." Lion's gaze hardened, her eyes narrowing. "Intoxicating can lead to destruction. You must not forget why you train. Power is seductive, but it does not define you. You must always remember your heart, for it is the only thing that can shield you from the darkness. Do you think the demonic mark is a gift without consequence?" He nodded, though uncertainty lingered in the corners of his mind. Leon's words echoed in his thoughts long after she disappeared back into the shadows, leaving him alone with the weight of his choices. The mark burned against his skin, a reminder of his newfound potential and the shadows that threatened to consume him. That night, sleep eluded him. He lay awake, staring at the ceiling of his cavern, as the shadows danced mockingly across the walls. The mark felt alive, a constant reminder of the power he wielded and the price it demanded. He clenched his fists, torn between desire and fear, between the demonic core that awakened within him and the heavenly heart that continued to beat steadfast in his chest. As dawn broke, he rose with determination etched into his features. He had to learn to wield the mark without losing himself, to embrace the power it offered while maintaining the purity of his heart. He knew that the true test of his strength lay ahead. With each passing day, heaven's gaze would grow sharper, watching him closely, waiting for a misstep. Resolute, he stepped out of the shadows of his cavern into the morning light. He could not afford to falter. The world beyond awaited, and with it, the challenges that would test not only his mastery of the demonic arts, but also